gave way beneath his feet, and it was like post-holing through deep snow. He rounded the outcropping of black rock, gasping, his chest heaving, his heart pounding so loudly in his ears he couldn't hear anything else but it.
"Josh! Josh! Josh!"
There was movement to his left from behind the outcropping, and as he started to turn his head to see what it was, there was another thud, and a kind of explosion of white light followed by a feeling of falling down a deep, dark hole, down, 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 and then nothing. Chapter 2. Monday, September 2nd, Labor Day. Liam had never seen so many do-gooders and no-goodniks in one place at one time. There were only 3,500 people in the city proper, and most of them appeared to be either parading or driving down Sourdough Street that afternoon. The marching half held signs, and the driving half were harassing them by shifting and clutching at just the right moment during their pick-up drive-bys to blanket the marchers with black clouds of exhaust. 5 women who had dyed their hair a matching bubblegum pink, one hoped temporarily, crossed at the blinking red light where he was stopped. Behind them an older gentleman punched along with his walker, like an AT-AT on Hoth, eyes with sclera aged to the yellow of egg yolks glaring at their backs. His white hair, what was left of it, was sprayed down in a comb-over whose fixity of purpose was being tested by the breeze caused by the passing traffic. He had a prominent, veined nose, jutting from the middle of his face, completing his likeness to an old bald eagle with acid reflux. At first glance, Liam took him for a chronic drunk. Later, upon further acquaintance, he discovered that it was simply color. Blue J. Jefferson's factory setting was pissed off. The Blue Forester on his right pulled out, and the left-turning Ford F-150 across the intersection slammed on its brakes. No one knew how to cross at a blinking red light anymore. He was glad he was driving his own vehicle and wearing civilian clothes. Otherwise, he might have had to do something. He signaled, counted to 3, won 1,000 at a time, turned left in the best Gramps Champ fashion, and proceeded sedately down the hill. An actual stoplight here, where he turned left again to cross the causeway that divided the man-made lake from the saltwater marsh, accelerated, barely, up another hill, and turned left a third time to follow the road to an abrupt corner. There he turned into a parking lot before the road became a 4-mile drive, out along a spit of glacial silt that thrust out into Chungaskak Bay. The parking lot fronted what had been a fire station, recently remodeled into a brew pub. Liam parked with care, as his Silverado was brand spanking new and he was protective of its navy blue paint, and got out. A flurry of wings caught the corner of his eye and he jerked around. Only a magpie. He tried not to feel relieved. The pub was a tall building, with a row of 2-story windows on the left displaying rows of shining stainless steel vessels connected by a complicated arrangement of hoses, pipes, and valves. A row of similar windows on the right overlooked the serving side of the brewpub, a wooden bar running the length of the room. Tables and chairs filled up the rest of the space, and more windows across the back side of the building overlooked the edge of the bluff, the spit, and the bay. Double doors painted fire engine red occupied the space between the windows. A large hand-painted sign above read Backdraft Brewpub, with a faint hint of flames behind the font. The door opened outward. The man behind the bar said, "We're not open for another hour, Andy. I told you." He looked up. "Oh, sorry, Liam. I thought you were someone else." "An early drinker?" "We've got plenty of those who'd like to be, as you are about to discover." He held out his hand. "How are you, Jeff?" "Shouldn't I be asking you that? How are you settling in?" Jeff Ninkazi looked to be in his early 50s, with black hair graying at the temples, eyes with an Asian fold that told of his mixed Anglo-Japanese heritage, and a belly that betrayed a love of his own beer. He had lines on his face that betrayed a predisposition for laughter, and the no-bullshit gaze of the professional bartender. You knew just by looking at him that he wasn't about to let anyone drive drunk.